Shout out H-Town, Southside American nigga, Aries the Dangerous Dawn, Southside Bureaucracy, Southside Legend in the flesh. I'm still here. It's still thug life. I'm still here. Street life star, thoroughbred, no fear. Niggas didn't know me, know I built this city on rock and roll. I built this city on rock and roll. Yeah, to the general public, I just re-released my first album, Mafia Me, the Mafia Me album, written and directed by Aries, the Dangerous Dawn. That's me, Aries Kadori Jr. I'm what my mama had. This album was created in a time, well, it started on the Briscoe unit. Dr. Dre had just released Keep Your Head Ringing, and I was rather young. I was sitting in the day room with a few of my comrades, brothers I had met down there. We got real cool, started spreading and, everything. That's when they had them diamond taps in the system. So everybody was trying to do their time. It started in the county. Everybody was laid back. The judge, the DAs, didn't nobody know. The COs didn't know. Boys was doing their time, Because H-Town culture, it morphed into a bunch of syrup drinking. So boys got them diamond taps and started boiling them and putting Kool-Aid and all kind of stuff in them, and they just made a different form of drink, meaning the diamond taps. Boys was going to sleep, sleeping good, doing 1,000 push-ups, 1,500 push-ups, and they was going to sleep during that time. And so that culture was transferred to TDC. So I could still remember my boy and them. They had a bunch of time. D-Town, this nigga out of Dallas, he liked to fight Young Green Eyes out of South Park. It was just, we had our little circle. So I was just sitting back young, and I was getting into my element of writing. And things I saw, cultivated a lot of different processes of thoughts, which contributed to my writing. So, like I say, everybody was on the diamond taps, drinking and watching movies and shooting the shit. Like, the penitentiary was fun back then. So here we go. I had a 5 first, so I went down there. A ride jumped off on the Briscoe unit. I was on the Briscoe unit, and Briscoe unit was alright. They had free world weights, and they had just put the weights in a cage, but we was all, we had the universe on the yard, and, we could still go in the gym and hit that raw iron. So boys were swole up. They were still selling creatine and all that in the penitentiary. We had cans of Jack Max, so boys was getting big, eating good, So, man, the ride went down. We had a ride. They started a fire, so they corralled a lot of us together and gave us major cases. So I got caught up in that, and they shipped us, put us on the bus and shipped us to I went to the Funky French Robinson. That's where I started really getting into my pen, because I was locked down like 23 hours a day, out 1 hour a day. And that's when I really, the work I began in the county I was around some OGs, but it intensified when I got to TDC. Cause I was around a whole bunch of damn fools. Briscoe, you know, it was a bunch of youngsters, and it was a bunch of fighting going on over there. But when I got to the Robinson unit, it was a different game. So these boys had 4 and 5 life sentences. They were never coming home. All they was doing was working out and fighting, and the tribalism was real thick. So, in doing this different kind of time, like 23 hours in the cell by yourself, you get to find yourself and discover a lot about yourself. So I start writing deeper. That's where me and some of my comrades, Homicide, Mike Speed, Mr. Brown, Farrakhan, crazy Jamaican boy, that boy, 3,000 bodyweight squats a day, 3,000 push-ups, curl bag. I'm talking about he work out for 6 hours every day. Jump up in the air doing roundhouse kicks, kicking on. You know, he'll put some toilet paper or a towel on a light and jump up and do a whole roundhouse and kick it. Now, he was real dangerous. So I was working out with these boys. So Farrakhan called himself Iron General. So we all created nicknames, and I was like, man, you know, you ever watch I Love Jeannie, and she be in that bottle trying to get out. It be nice, and now she don't be sweating it, but she be wanting to get out. She want to get. I say that's how I feel, man. I feel like a genie, like I'm trapped in this boy, and I say, man, I like mafia movies and the way that the mob moves. So I said, man, I'm gonna call myself Mafia Genie. So I say, damn, I need an acronym. So me and my boy Mike Speed, we worked on it for like a month. We was drawing pictures, getting photos drawn, and you know, this swole genie. I was like, man, that's it. So I said, Mafia Genie. I started writing up under that monkey of Mafia Genie. So we came up with the acronym Menacing Armed Family Invading America, God's Established New Independent Empire. So this was like 9-5, because 9-6 we heard Pac got killed. I was on the Robinson unit, and I was like, damn, man, that's crazy. So everybody was like messed up behind that, for real. But my style evolved, and I started reliving the stories from Bellegarde, dope corners in South Park, Westover, Chateau, Telephone Road, Broadway, Doolittle, Caserina Pass, OST, Rainbow, Alamo, St. Francis, just going all down through there, you know, Scott Plaza, King Row, Shamara Store, you know, I just started writing stories of all these places where I've been with the work, you know, and I got to Malcolm X, and I said, I read his book, the autobiography of Malcolm X, and I was like, the audio, you can hear it, the audio biography of Aries the Dangerous Dawn. So even though I was Mafia Genie, that name, Aries the Dangerous Dawn, was always there, because that's another attribute from the mob, the mafia life. So Aries the Dangerous Dawn was another character outside, beneath the umbrella of Mafia Genie. Menacing Mafia Genie is menacing armed family invading America. God's established a new independent empire. So when I got out, you know, we grinding, we writing on. So then I got on the run, and I went to California, and I started writing. I came up with Mobsters Ain't Got No Feelings. I came up with the Bates Motel in California. And I got the beat for a little while in California. So I was 3 songs in. I had a lot of scattered pieces to the Mafia Genie album. So I got my producer out there, Muhammad, and we started just transforming. We done damn near 100 songs. So we narrowed it down. We got back to Houston. I ran into a label called Joint Venture. So we collabed and we did the album. You know, they put me in a big boy studio, and man, I went fed like no rapper in H-Town could step to me. That go for none of them could step to me, man. Like anybody that came on that block, I annihilated them. You know, to this day, any artist that ever got on a song with me ain't been able to. I always came out on top, man. So the Mafia Genie album, it start with a little like a screenplay. I play this villain, this murderer that lost it, and you know I'm going to the church and I'm trying to talk to. It's like a Catholic or a mentor type figure I'm talking to. I'm trying to make this confession, and so it's real dramatic and real theatrical. And you know, on all my projects, all my albums, I always have this character that I create. Coach Come Up it's a character on everything I do. I might play a prison guard like I did on I'm Home. Guns Cry I might enact a concerned lover, female that's trying not to, you know, let her dude die. So my guns cry. So that was my guns. My guns was crying, and I put that in effect. So we have, and I'm talking in circles. Sometimes I do that. Y'all forgive me. So we have Monsters Ain't Got No Feelings. That go off. We going to the base motel. Then we going to a high impact, adrenaline fueled song, Unholy Thug. Then we slow it down and get into For a Little While. Man, I go back to back every song. I pop them with let's see, I might not go in order, but after that we go with What Could Stop Me Now. We go with Unidentified Forever Outlaw. That was a big record. I did a verbal joust with a bunch of gladiators damn, what's the name of that song? Lord have mercy. Come on, baby. Come on. It's not, well, we got Above the Rim, Above the Law. Oh, the song is Street Life Star. I had Blower, he in the feds now. Free Blower. Free Pharaoh. Pharaoh wasn't on the song, but yeah, Free Pharaoh. We had a dude out of California named Prophet. Yeah, you know, Prophet, he thought he had something. He thought he could stand in the paint with the Dawn. So I got him, I got Blower. Lil Flea came hard. Like, these was hard hitters. So Zero was supposed to be on the song, on the album, but he came up there. I was telling him, like, man, Zero, he the truth, you know, woo, woo, woo. But he came up there sloppy, drunk, and just, you know, he wasn't looking right, I guess. So the label was like, man, this nigga a bomb. Get that nigga ain't getting on the album. And so I don't know if that created some bad blood, but you know, I really wanted him on the project. I would have been, I actually got on a song with Zero called Ghetto Crisis, and we did it at this guy named Rakesh Studio. I heard it had a Jamaican feel. Boom, 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 boom. So Zero was like, man, what you think, Aries? I was like, man, that boy jamming. Yeah, everybody used to call me Menace back then, though. Master Executioner, nominated against crack existence. That's a whole nother story. But I was like, man, you eating on that boy. So I twist up some. We start blowing, and he went in. He was rapping so hard. I was like, man, I ain't even finna. Shit, man, I ain't even finna get on here with this boy. He acting a monkey on here. Not that I couldn't have, got in rap form, but he was on point, and I just didn't want to. I wanted him to have that whole moment because he wanted me to be on the song. I was like, bro, I tell you what, man, you shine, and I'm gonna just do a poem. I'm gonna write a speech, and that's what I did. Check it out, Ghetto Crisis, Zero featuring Aries, Kadora, Aries, The Dangerous Dawn. But I had a lot to do with the fabric and the culture and the makeup of Houston hip hop. I met Scarface in 1988, him in 3-2. So Scarface used to come pick me up. He had a great BMW with a black rag top. He used to come pick me up, and we would freestyle and drink Jubilee, and it was just a whole lot. I got drunk on that Jubilee, and we got into it. I put hands on that boy, punched the windshield out his BMW, and all that. He kind of fell back after that. But yeah, I was real wild when I was young. But these are stories. These are stories that attribute to the Chronicles of the Dope Man, meaning the adventures of the Dope Man. The adventures, just the crazy shit I used to do. Yeah. So moving right along, now we back on this Mafia Genie project. We got Unidentified Forever Outlaw, me and Dren. We got the Mafia Me song. What else we got on there? We got a few others. What am I missing? But yeah, man, y'all check me out. Then we had the Chronicles of the Dope Man. So we still the Mafia Genie, Mafia Me album was the first, but it was all the Chronicles of the Dope Man. Since I left the house, since I jumped off the porch, the Chronicles began. Even before I jumped off the porch, childhood, all the things that I went through or saw or experienced, these are all the Chronicles of the Dope Man. So I said all this to say, we going into the Feds Don't Knock now. Feds Don't Knock, Bruce Magruder. I got in the game through Bruce Magruder. Rest in peace, Bruce. He just passed away a couple of weeks ago. And he gave me my first bet, my own consignment. He gave me 8 Bolo 20s for $100, meaning I give him 100, I keep 60. I ain't investing nothing in the game but time and hustle. So I would do that like 12 to 15 times a day. Do the math. But the Chateau was wild, man. Lil Mud, Lil Joe, Condre, Kevin Kill, Thaddeus, Easy, Trent the Trip, Anthony Franklin, Anthony Bernard, Big G, Kevin James. It was just so many pieces, moving pieces in the Chateau. It was like, man, it had to be like 250 of us, little youngsters running around every day. Like that was our job. We getting dropped off. We running across the street from Yum Yum Pit, all the stores around there, gas stations. It was a chicken wing place around there too. The name gonna come to me. Ralston Liquor Store was right across the street, so it was dope selling going on everywhere. Every store on Belford when you cross McCower, every store, every side street, every food place, everywhere. It was going down. Everywhere. You saw a young nigga here, there was some dope being sold. So I came from that era, that time portal when Lynn and Keith Babbitt and Smitty, Carl Smitty and Fat Curtis and Bud and Chris Jackson, and it was just a whole crew. Lynn, Verlian and Sunnyside, Bubba Twins, Toast. It's so many, like, it was so many young bosses in the game, and this is where the feds don't knock. A portion of this story came from the chateau. So the characters depicted in this song, Lil Mud, rest in peace. Kevin Kell, rest in peace. Condre, he just went back to the feds. I heard Lil Joe out, but he just done like, I don't know, 15. These my boys. Ever Bill, rest in peace. These my boys, man. We was young and everybody was on swingers riding in 98s. These boys, Dob had suits. Like Lil Joe got pictures with Tupac. He all in Vegas. We teens, man. Concerts would come to H-Town. Everybody will rent limos, go in and rent limos and go to the concerts. If anybody go to jail, man, the whole clique, whoever you rolling with and grinding with, the boys gonna come get you out of jail, man. It ain't like that no more. So that's the era that I came up in. I go way back, man. Original Ghetto Boys, jukeboxing. I got into a fight with this nigga named Rapper Lee in the 80s, and I ended up whooping Rapper Lee, and jukeboxing ended up being in an apartment that we thrashed, and it made us mortal enemies. I saw him in the county. It was some slave hatred and strife behind that. So after I did what I did, some Rapper Lot soldiers came to regulate on me. It's just a whole deep story, man. Like, I ain't gonna get into all that right now. I'm gonna save some for later, but y'all check this Feds Don't Knock Out, man. And all the years I ran in the streets, homeless, sleeping in dope fiend houses and apartments, running that bag up, learning the game, getting the Jag, getting the Benz, getting the dropper, just a plethora of vehicles, houses and townhouses and apartments. Just like, I never had a job. My last trip to the penitentiary, I was 38 years old. That's when I hung up my microwave, Pyrex, and working utensils. So from the time I was a young teen until I was 38, man, I never had a job, so that said a lot about my thought process back then. So I'm giving y'all a piece of my soul, my mind, my heart, my energy, the culture, the story. The Feds Don't Knock. So we'll be shooting a series of videos, and the Chronicles of the Dope Man, prayerfully within the next 24 months we'll be shooting a movie. If you can see it in your dreams, you can make it happen. Remember, I said that I'm what my mama had, Aries the Dangerous Dawn. If one blow, we all grow, but it gotta be the right one. Yeah, love y'all. Stay tuned.